glimpse of these two personalities who were the main attraction at this royal wedding. Witnessing all of the ambiance of this royalty, from Bentleys and even to see a Range Rover make the scene. To witness all of this royalty, to witness tailor-made dresses and tailor-made suits, to witness diamond rings and witness diamond earrings, to witness hats, and to witness the ambience of all of this excellence, to witness all of these people gathering themselves hours before, to well over, they're saying over 2 million people who literally watched this royal wedding, to hear even the sum total of around $34 million that was spent to share in the wedding of two people coming together, the royal wedding, to witness a young lad by the name of Prince William to be the recipient of an estate, to be an heir of the apparent throne, to witness Prince William to be really a prince, but really a king in waiting. To be a prince, but a king in waiting only because of his bloodline. Only because of his bloodline. Only because of his bloodline. Bishop, only because of his bloodline. I believe tonight, I know I got some people in this place who can declare with me that I got some things coming because I'm in the right bloodline. It's a homily tonight, so I don't need long. If y'all get with me, we'll be out of here the next few minutes. But I know I got some folk here to understand that I'm in the right bloodline. As a matter of fact, I'm a joint heir. I got some things that's coming to me. I'm just in waiting. That's all. I'm just in waiting. As a matter of fact, I'm in waiting because my time is going to turn into my turn. Somebody in this place tonight, if you understand what your future looks like, and if you understood how God has already planned your destiny, if you understood that watch this, he has thoughts of good about you and not of evil, because he's already given you an expected end, because you in the bloodline. That you in the bloodlines. As a matter of fact, you are part of the Davidic covenant. As a matter of fact, you've already been attached to greatness. And the good news is we can celebrate tonight, because I thought it was prophetic when I saw it. To watch this young man, to watch his father precede him. When they walked in, he came in first because he'd already paved the way. I thought I had somebody here on a Friday night that understand I can walk in because my father has already paved the way. The only thing I got to do is get in step and get in order, because I'm in the bloodline. I dare you tap somebody and tell them I'm in the bloodline. I'm in the bloodline. I'm in the bloodline tonight. I'm in the bloodline. They don't understand that the royal wedding that they saw today was just a foretaste. It's a foretaste of the glory divine that's coming for the saints, that's coming for those of us who understand who we are. Am I talking to anybody here tonight that know we are on the verge of greatness? The world don't even understand that what God is really trying to do in our lives. I can almost shout because my baby starts leaping on the inside when I think about the greatness, when I think about God, what he's going to release in my life. I don't know about you. I can shout for myself right here. I'll shout for you in a minute, but you ought to pause and just shout for yourself for the greatness, for what God is getting ready to do. I dare you high five your neighbor and say, neighbor, God is up to something. God. Oh, y'all sit down. Give me 7 more minutes and I'll quit this Because the text lives. Y'all please sit down for a minute, because the text lives. The text lives. Because John the Revelator, Apostle Johnson, John the Revelator, he sets us up for the royal wedding. He sets us up for the royal wedding. As a matter of fact, he sets us up for the royal wedding because he's trying to let us know that we're about to see something, because the immaculate bride is about to come in contact with the immaculate lamb. It's going to be a partnership. Something is about to happen. John, he sets us up. He sets us up because he wants us to understand that there is one more royal wedding. There's one more royal wedding, because if we think Prince William and Kate Middleton had something, there's one more wedding. There's one more that's got to be performed. And I wish somebody in here would understand tonight that, guess what? You are part of that party. I wish I had somebody here tonight that, thank God, I'm a part of that party. I know I'm in line. I am a part of that party. John the Revelator, he sets us up because John, watch this now, the Revelator, John the Apostle, because as we look at Revelation tonight, he has now been exiled to a rocky island in the Mediterranean called the Isle of Patmos. As I understand tonight that this book was written during the reign of the Roman Emperor by the name of Domitian, watch this, who had demanded public worship, watch this, and watch this, he wanted everybody to watch this, worship him. As a matter of fact, he wanted everybody to worship him as Lord and God. But understand, there were a few people in that day who refused to obey, and because of these Christians who stood firm and stood tall, watch this, and refused to obey, the second great attack, a persecution against the church was launched, because somebody took a stand. And the saints, because they took a stand, they were subject to public ridicule. They were subject to economic boycott. They were subject to imprisonment and exile and death. And the book of Revelation, it comes on the scene. It was God's answer even to that reign of terror. Although the people went through, God said, I had an answer for everything that they're going through. Can I tell somebody in this place tonight, God got an answer for everything that you go through? Oh, come on, somebody. I said, God's got an answer for everything that you go through. God wanted Christians to see that even in spite of what they have been going through, he was still on the throne. I don't know how you feel about it. I can shout right here, because I'm glad I know God is still on the throne. Come on, touch somebody and tell them God is still on the throne. In spite of the economy, he's still on the throne. In spite of the high gas prices, he's still on the throne. In spite of job losses, he's still on the throne. In spite of sickness, in spite of financial struggles, God is still on the throne. Thank you, Paul. What do you say about the matter? Paul said, I'll let you know he's still on the throne, because my God, he shall supply all of my needs. Thank you, David. David, what do you say about the matter? He's still on the throne, because the Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. Thank you, David. David said, I got one more thing to say about the matter. He said, I once was young, but now I'm older, but I never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Am I talking to anybody in this place tonight? I could pause right here and give God a praise. I don't care what goes on in this world. I won't beg for anything. You ought to touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, I thank God I won't beg for anything. Watch it now, I'm almost there, because John had a threefold purpose for writing Revelation. As a matter of fact, he had a threefold purpose for writing Revelation. As a matter of fact, watch it now, because the immediate purpose why he wrote Revelation, it was to allow Jesus Christ to proclaim, behold, I come quickly. My God, he wanted Jesus to proclaim, behold, that I come quickly, because understand, when John wrote to the 7 churches of Asia Minor, hear me now, when he wrote to the 7 churches of Asia Minor, he recognized that these churches needed encouragement. So he had to write so Jesus could be released and declare, behold, I come quickly. But then not only do we see the immediate purpose, but secondly, that was a historical purpose. The historical purpose was to allow Jesus Jesus to proclaim to his followers, to the world of every generation, the same message, that behold, I come quickly, because he wanted the saints to know, although you are going through something, everything is going to be all right. Or somebody in this place ought to get excited, because I want you to know everything is going to be all right. Am I talking to anybody here that thank God that you believe in your spirit that everything is going to be all right? Come on, touch your neighbor and tell him everything is going to be all right. So he understood. Watch it now. He wrote because of the immediate purpose. He wrote because of the historical purpose. But then finally, he wrote because there was a godly purpose. There was a godly purpose. The godly purpose, it was to give the church and to the world the revelation of Jesus Christ. Jesus had to reveal himself in the book of Revelation. As a matter of fact, he had to unveil who he was in the book of Revelation. So by the time now we arrive at chapter 19, by the time we get to chapter 19, some things have happened. As a matter of fact, this is before the second coming of Jesus Christ. It's before the second coming of Jesus Christ. That's why it is a preparation. Somebody shout preparation. It is before the second coming of Jesus Christ. That's why John said, John saw, and John wanted us to know that he is preparing us for the royal wedding. As a matter of fact, he's preparing us. Hear this very clearly tonight. Hear this with crystal clarity, that he is preparing us for an immaculate celebration. He wanted us to know it's about to be a great marriage supper. He wants us to know that it's about to be something like we have never seen before. It's going to be, watch this now, it's going to be a great marriage supper for the immaculate bride that's prepared by the immaculate lamb. I wish I had somebody here. It's going to be a great supper. Somebody shout great supper. And watch it now, because if you read the text, the first verse said, John said, after these things, in verse 1, after these things, well, what things, after what things, after Babylon had fallen and its destruction, after Babylon had been thrown down. Watch this, I got to make an announcement for somebody in this place tonight. God told me to tell you that your Babylon situation is coming down. I don't know who that word is for. Some of you know, if you be real honest about it tonight, everybody in here, we got some Babylonians that we are dealing with. But I'm going to find somebody in this place that could give God a quick praise right here, that my Babylonians are coming down. Y'all forgive me for a minute, but touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, did you hear what I said? My Babylonians are coming down. I know this is an Episcopal banquet, but somebody need to thank God that the Babylonians that used to be in your face, they ain't gonna be in your face no more. The stuff that used to be blocking you, it can't block you no more. Am I talking to anybody here? All of us got some Babylonians in our way, but I came to tell you tonight, they have fallen. After these things, John said, watch this, after these things, John said, he said, I heard much people in heaven. I'm going somewhere. After these things, he said, I heard much people in heaven. Don't miss this now, which lets us know, watch this, when anybody tells you that there is no rapture, you can let them know there's got to be a rapture. But the text says, after these things, I've heard much people in heaven. And what he heard the saints who have been raptured before the second coming of Jesus Christ. Guess what, church? You already in there. Because I don't know about you, I thank God that some of the stuff that's going to happen before he returns, I ain't going to be here anyway. I'm going to already be gone. Man, y'all should have jumped right there. Am I talking to anybody that thank God